Hi everybody. There we go. Don't know if that's going to be a good angle, but I wanted to send you some beautiful love vibes with my good friend here. And I'm going to sit you all down here. Hello. Let's see if this works. I'm about to take off my shoes. It's kind of chilly out, but because I came out at this time, the sun is beaming and it's not that cold, so I can unlayer just a little bit. Plus, I'd rather be without shoes. I just have it on because of where I'm at. I am gonna light some incense, so bear with me. Bear with me. There goes my Bubba. How are you all? Happy Monday. I want to say Happy Dia de los Reyes. For those of you that may or may not know, my last name is Reyes, right? Which is kings and queens. It's Reyes. And Day of the Reyes is known as the Day of the Three Sisters, or the Three of the Three Magi's, the Three Kings, which happens to be in perfect alignment with the siStars and also the pyramids of Giza in Africa. Hello. And so with their perfect alignment, they are known as the three siStars, right? The sisters, the three sisters, the Anunnakis in a sense, and they are Magi's. The resins of the day would be like copal, frankincense, myrrh. If you want to work with certain crystals, which I'm not really dressed in the color right now, but it is a Monday, so I'm dressed accordingly, right? Sapphire is a great crystal to work with today, as one of the stars is known as the sapphire, and the other one is like that of the pearls, the mother of pearls in a sense. Happy Dia de los Reyes, primo. So that's my primo Caballo, and the last name Caballo is that of a horse. And they're always talking about like the 4 horsemen, or getting on your horse and the chariot and moving forward, right? And so I love my family so much. I love my ancestors, and a lot of the times we tend to ignore our family that's alive because we get caught up with the illusions of this world. I love you so much, primo. And I actually been having so many, I have to reach out because I had so many dreams last night. I mean, I was at the gym for like hours this morning just to like soak it all in. Let me light this. Wow. So this is also dragon's blood, okay, along with mugwort. And so dragon's blood is connected to magicians in a sense, right? And it sounds majestic. It sounds like dragons. Dragons are very ancient, very old. They're one of the oldest orders, right, of the ancestors, right? And but this is not like an actual dragon's blood per se, but it is a resin, okay, that comes from a tree. And it's known to amplify any of your intentions, any magic it is that you wish to put in a room, okay? Any miracles it is that you're praying, right? Not praying like a predator, but in prayer, incantations, and affirmations. It'll amplify that energy. It also dispels puff, puff, pass, right? Uh, it also dispels lower vibrational energies as well. So if that's your intention, if that's what you want it to be, it could amplify like clairvoyancy and stuff like that. So right now I actually just want to be in a grounding state, which is why I have these colors on as well. And you know, when you think of caballos, right, thinking of my cousin, thinking about caballos, you think of your camino, your walk, your rites of passage. Where is it that you are moving forward to, right? Where are the horses? You know, you get on the horse's back and you go on your way, on your camino. You know, they also used, what was El Burrito? That was the song, El Burrito. So the burrito is, it's not a pony. The donkey. Okay, it's a donkey. There you go. I had to remember in English, right? So, you know, they rode the donkey onto like Bethlehem and stuff like that. So there's different ways of the story, but honoring your ancestors is honoring your living tribe, your living family, your lineage, honoring yourself, honoring the magic that you are, the miracle that you are, the existence. These are just tools. You don't need them. I like personally working with the tools. My connection with, yes, that's a song and I like that song. My connection, see, I'm an earth child in a sense, right? With my zodiac as my sun sign, and we have the sun out here, right? And a lot of things are changing, not only on the planet Earth that we live in, but in the whole galaxy, in the whole universe. And all of it is interconnected. None of it is actually separate. But we get so caught up with like the ego and the body that we want to create a separation and say, you know what, this is hell and this and that, and just be freaking miserable all the time. But if you're so connected to the stars, and the stars are so connected to, you know, the higher ancestors and the higher beings and that of the all great almighty, then honor that. Tap into that aspect of yourself. Be in alignment with the stars within your lineage, okay? And you don't have to be so miserable. You can find your way out. You can find your way into bringing heaven on earth until it is your time to go, right? When you choose to ascend, when you learned all your lessons. For you to learn, this is a school. This is our we choose, most of us choose to come back over here. Some of us get tricked into coming back over here. Some of us have to pay some time. So yeah, this prism might be just like that of the mind, like the mind in the body, in the brain becomes, it feels like a prism in a sense, right? But that is just an aspect of all that we are. The magic that we create and being magi is an aspect of the miracle that we are. You know, it's an aspect of the Most High and all that we are. Our souls are perfect. The universe, whether you believe in God or not, the universe is so precise and so detailed and so calculated that nothing is made by accident. Everything has a numeric code that makes a perfect balance. Okay, therefore it is all perfect. There is no mistakes. There are no mistakes. Bless up. There are no mistakes. So you don't have to feel like, damn, am I at the right place? I know a lot of the times people have questions, and because I do readings, I didn't even bring my cards to do. I said, if I do any readings, it's going to come straight from spirit. I don't need no cards. I got my singing bowl. That's the most important thing. I came here to bring love and life into y'all because we're going through massive awakenings. Our planet has fires. Our planet is having earthquakes because the fucking Kundalini is rising. Agua Nile is a beautiful salsero. It's a beautiful song, okay? And it's talking about the Nile River, which flows upward like the Kundalini fire waters that goes into your blood. They say in the power of the blood, okay, you can purify anything. In the power of the blood, you can rebuke any demons. In the power of the blood, you are one with the grand creator. And so with the power of the blood, you can bring all that fire, all that blood, like the Nile River, and bring it upwards to go up with the Most High and be in alignment with that which who you truly are. Be in alignment with the Most High and not have to fear your course, not have to fear your roads, not have to fear what is going on in the world. Be in the world, not of the world, okay? We are in the world, just like when we look at the skies are in the world, in this matrix, okay, in this simulation. But we are not of it. We are of something grander, something bigger. But yet we all hold influence. We all have an influence. And so you know what happens when you start bringing your temperatures to rise? When your waters inside of you your oxygen levels change, right? Your body starts to shake. Oh shit, it's an earthquake. Oh shit, we're having a grand mass awakening. Your body starts shaking. You start shaking, right? You're having an awakening. Everything in your body is shaking up what that stagnated energy that's not in the proper frequency, right? Because everything is perfect. But when we create, hold on, puppies, doggies. Hi, oh, look at that, a three-legged dog running so fast and so beautiful. Look at that. Nothing is by accident. See how powerful with 3 legs. See how powerful? No excuses. Nothing is an accident. See what happens when the world is shaking up? What's happening when our bodies start shaking up and we're moving the stagnated energies? That's not because we are we're not perfect. It's because we are perfect in our beings, but we create thoughts of illusions that is not in proper balance. But when we choose to be in proper love and proper trust with our highest and greatest good, there is nothing you can accomplish, and you will be perfectly balanced in all that you do. Whether you have 3 legs, whether you have 2 legs, whether you have 1 leg, whether you have no legs. When there's a will, there's a way. When your heart is beating and you're still breathing, you can still create. You can still create magic. If you can listen when there's sound frequency, if you can speak and you can listen, you can still create. There is nothing that you cannot realign yourself to. Sometimes we forget, and it's not that we are in balance, it seems that way. We have everything in us to be in the proper balance, but we create these illusions of imbalances, and so we get those experiences because we have to learn from these experiences so that we can truly be connected to who we truly are. But like, it's like the spider, the wise old spider who weaves the web, right? You can fall into the trap of the web, or you can look at the web as a whole from the outside and say, I created that web, I created that reality, I created that experience, and I now can know how to walk in and out of that experience. And a lot of it, that's what we're remembering to do. And because a lot of us have forgot that, that's where the imbalances are. But again, the universe is perfect. The universe is perfect. So what happens when a person is experiencing cancers, when their experiences diseases? It is because they have chosen the illusion over the truth. Because if they believe in God and they believe in miracles and they believe in healing, then they believe that they are a child of the Most High and that they are capable, because when there's a will, there's a way, and you can heal. There has been proven studies scientifically and magically shown in miracles that healing can happen in a person, to even with the most uncurable, quote unquote uncurable diseases of the body. They say mind over matter for a reason. Mind over matter for a reason. But we continue, we want these experiences, and sometimes, like they say, the greatest lesson, the greatest teacher to any lesson is pain, is hurt, is chaos. But with chaos and destruction and pain comes creativity, comes life, comes wisdom. With experience comes wisdom. I want to share these dreams with y'all. See, we are children of the Most High. Fire is very enlightening and purifying, and with the light of the flame and the light of my grace, we're going to cleanse this space. We're going to purify this space. With the spirit of the air, we're going to bring on the proper communication and alignment with the highest and greatest good of all, of truth and righteousness and clarity. With the spirit of the earth, we're going to have that protection. We're going to have that groundiness. We're going to have that nurturing energy. And with the fluidity of water, the water in our blood, in our body, and the risens. Because even though this looks dry, air is dry water. There is water in here as well, because the water is life, water is healing, water is cleansing. And so it needed to drink water so that it can grow and feed. And so it has the experience of water in it as well. So sometimes we don't see something, right? And it doesn't appear to be as so. So we don't believe. We don't want to believe. Oh, because I can't see it, it can't be true. You, angelic, don't tell me that has water in there. Yes, you're experiencing all the elements, including the element of spirit, because spirit is in and of everything. So you have air, right? For those clear thoughts, for that communication. See, I have Siini Ma'at calling at this time. Her name means rich. Hello. Stella Blue, be nice. Be nice. She gets a little protective.
No worries there. Come on, Pooch.
When I'm in space. My baby's like, don't nobody get close to my mama's spaceship, y'all. Right? So I was talking about Siini. There you go. She messaged me. There you go. Siini Ma'at. The day of the three kings. And then I was talking about Puerto Rico, my lineage, right? My and the earthquakes. And Puerto Rico is land of the rich. Puerto Rico, land of the rich. Kings is royalty, right? And so then I have my friend Siini Ma'at. We're talking about balance. We're talking about all of the ancestors coming into alignment to bring that truth, to bring that righteousness, the perfect balance of the heart and the mind, right? And knowing that in all aspects of your being, all the elements are in you. All the elements are mirrored, reflected to you, even if you can't see it, even if you can't feel it, even if you don't feel rich at times, you are. Her name Siini is that of riches. A being of riches. She's rich in her being. And sometimes, she looks at me and she laughs because we're mirror reflections of each other, because we need that balance. Just by our names, we remind ourselves this. Everyone that's watching here, if you forgot an aspect of yourself just for a little bit today, I am a reflection of you. I am a reflection of you. And that is being shooken from inside of us, that is being shooken on the earth, that is being burned and purified, that they're trying to eliminate from us and move in a different way, we don't forget. We experience and we're saying, oh shit, we are awakening to our greater truth. That energy does not die. Why fear? I'ma celebrate. And y'all want to celebrate with me? Because I want you to celebrate with me. Rise and protect the island. Yes, I was praying. I said, Arabe, Aho, the ancestors of the highest order. I'm putting that right for that. The sun is purifying. I want to take this off. I'm getting super hot. The ancestors of the highest order, the ancestors, the ascended masters of benevolence, and the angels and the archangels of benevolence, and all of us, because not only the spirits that have transcended already, but we are here and we are powerful and we are alive and we have the ability to speak and ask for their assistance. So we have the ability to speak and ask the ascended masters for assistance. Imagine the power we have inside of us to do, because we have to call on them to bring in that incantation. So what can you really do? We tend to feel limited in our bodies, but what can you do? You can send that. Because I sent from the purest place of my heart, the purest place of my being, and the spirit that is in and of everything in me, in my lineage. Oh yeah, Puerto Rico's getting shooken up, but baby, we're gonna rise like the great Kundalini. We're gonna rise like the great kings and queens. We're gonna rise and we're gonna show that we are safe, that we are protected, that we are that of worthiness, that we are all of that. I am that I am. And it is not that we are falling. It is that we are reminding everybody that we're getting shooken up so that we can rise to our greatest good. It's to remind us to honor each other while we are living as well, so that we can make a difference, and to stop relying on the past where they have tainted this history for so long already and be like fucking sleeping giants. Why are we sleeping giants? You know why? Because we have a flesh that we can walk with, that is alive, but our spirit is so fucking big and so grand. But when you walking like a zombie, you a sleeping giant. And when you alive, yes, Ashe, Aho. I don't know what I got myself into today, but this is what I got myself into today. I listen. I pay attention, because I wasn't going to do all of this. I wasn't going to bring all of this. I wasn't going to come on live, but somebody needed to hear this. Or maybe we just all needed to hold space together and remember and love and honor each other. Because I love you and I honor you. Because I love myself. I love myself and I honor myself. And I'm learning to honor myself better, because I keep remembering every day more and more who I am. And I'm like, I start laughing. I say, oh, God is so good. God is so good. God is so grand. God is so great. I'm in and of everything. Scared of what? Scared of what? What y'all scared of? Y'all need all this protection. Scared of what? Didn't they say God was a selfish God? You know why? Because scared of what? Scared of what? Make them your fucking footstool. Scared of what? Scared of what? Yourself? Because that's really what the fuck we be scared of, ourselves. Love yourself. How about that? Love yourself. Because I love you. I love you. I love me. Shit. If you don't love yourself and you watching me, you about to love yourself more. You about to find out what love really look like, and you gonna look at yourself in the mirror and start questioning shit. That's what the fuck is happening. I be getting too hyped sometimes. I love you. Y'all got me sweating here. I'm pretty sure I didn't get lost in my tracks. My tracks is really well fucking, they go where the fuck they're supposed to go. Because we travelers, that's what we do. Do you know your spirit travels way faster than a fucking UFO? Y'all be so caught up on ancient aliens. I love that show. I like it too, but like, they had to build that shit. You travel faster than that. Sometimes I don't know how fast I travel, but sometimes I'll be bumping my head. Sometimes I'll be slow. Sometimes, you travel at the speed that you choose to travel in. Anyway, somebody needed to hear this. I don't know who needed to hear it, but you're a good girl. All right, y'all. And then it's so funny because I was listening to some siStars when I came. And when I parked my car, I was doing a prayer to the ancestors as I was driving over here. And I was giving thanks, right? And I parked my car and I got everything. And then after I got everything, I forgot my lighter in the car, right? So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go get the lighter. I go back to get the lighter. When I get here, actually, pause that before. As soon as I got here, there's a car that had loud ass meditation music. And I start laughing. Nobody ever really plays meditation music over here when I come. At least when I'm around. And I said, oh, my buddy must be around because he's the only other one that I felt, but I didn't see him. Then I ended up seeing him. I came in, brought my dog, whatever. So then I forgot my lighter. By the time I go back to get my lighter, he left. It was like if he was clearing the gates because I had to walk through the gates to get in here. Hi, goddess. I had to get through the gates to get into the park. And it was as if his music was clearing the gates for me to come in, right? So I walk in and everything, and I put everything down. I said, oh, I forgot the lighter. I go back, and there's a car parked next to mine that wasn't there before, and it has a koki. And the koki it's the frog. It's native to like Hawaii and Puerto Rico and stuff. And where are we by? The frog. Because the universe makes no mistakes. The universe makes no mistakes. You make no mistakes. We just tell ourselves that because sometimes we don't like the experience because we think that we're gonna feel a certain way and we end up feeling another way, and we're like, oh shit, this is what the fuck I'm feeling based on my consequences. This is what my actions did to me. But isn't it so fucking wonderful and so great that you get to experience that? Because I know, like, every time when I go through it at times and I'm like, yo, otra vez. Oh, no, it's the same person. Your nose is so cute. Stop. Con mi nariz. Everybody, yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep honoring my nose. Because they keep, like Beyonce said, they ain't gonna knock the nose of her husband. They ain't doing that. Listen. Anyways. So I could breathe. Like, even when I take that breath, I just feel a whole bunch of, like, sparks just, like, going into my body. Like, do you ever, like, just, like, taste your breath? Do you ever, like, oh, my God, do you feel the circulation when it goes? And it's, like, you travel with your breath? Then, like, even the release, like, that experience. What experience with your breath do you have? Like, breathing alone is a meditation. It's so magical. It's so powerful. You can see the light. There's so much, like people smoke DMT, and that's cool. I like DMT and shit, right? But plants have DMT. We have DMT in our lungs, in our pineal, in us, like. And it just travels wherever you want to travel, and you can see the sparks of light, and it could expand or it can go down, or it's just the energy. It is light. It is. Right? Even if we close our eyes and it seems all dark, oh my God, the darkness. But in saying that, all I saw was like so many colors, waves of colors in that darkness, because black has all the colors in it as well. So it's all color, it's all light. It's different shades, different pigmentations, different vibrations. And so depending on how you breathe, if you're breathing shallow or you're breathing deep, you have different experiences. You bring different oxygen levels to your thoughts, to your belly, to your gut. You can bring your breath so down to your genitals, okay, to your root chakra. You could bring your breath there. You can chant like lam, lam. You can go down and you can bring it down to your toes. You can your breathing, your breath can go into so many places, and you don't see it. Unless you close your eyes and you want to see it, or you open your eyes, however you want to take it. Physically close these eyes and physically open the other eye or other eyes. There was this thing I said one time. I was breathing, and I used to breathe on my chest a lot, like heavy in my chest. And I started feeling my breathing going to my breast, right? And then I started, this is gonna be kind of like TMI, but we're all adults, right? So then I started looking at my nipples, and I was like, yo, them alien eyes, them chakra points. We have main chakras, and then we have other chakras, and they look like eyes, they look like portals, they look like, that's where we travel. And there's different bodies, different aspects, different personalities of ourselves. This is why sometimes, you have a work personality, and you have a friend personality, and you have a woman personality, and you have a man personality, and you have a wife personality, and you have a husband personality, and you have a mother personality, and you have a father personality. There's different aspects of you. You have a child personality. You have an angry personality, and you have a happy personality. And you can give them different names, and it can seem like a personality disorder if you don't know how to be in order. So it's disorganized, it's disorder. You're just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna be in chaos and let it be. Then if that's what you want to do, like I said, chaos is a very beautiful thing too. You can create in that chaos, but it can be very hectic as well. But the original meaning of chaos was nothing, right? It was just nothing. And what is nothing? Everything. Everything is nothing. I remember having a talk with my godson, and I was like, his name is Jacob, right? And it's funny because I had a dream with a ladder, and I was like, oh, we're going up Jacob's ladder, right? So anyways, I'm talking to Jacob, and I was like, Jacob, what am I? And he's like, nothing. And I was like, what? My ego was so in this conversation. I'm like, what do you mean I'm nothing, Jacob? Don't talk to me like that. He said, you are nothing. And he got firm. And so just like the talk, he got firm. And Jacob was, I think he was 5 at this time. And I'm like, why are you saying that? He's like, because you're nothing. You are nothing but a ball of gas. And I start laughing, and I was like, and who are you? He said, I am. I said, I am Who are you? He said, God. I said, oh, so I'm nothing but a ball of gas and you are God. And he said, yes. I said, oh, okay, Jacob. And I'm like, so what is God's name? He said, I am. And I like look at him, and I was on FaceTime at the time with it's my ex now, but it was my boyfriend. My boyfriend at the time is like freaking out. He's totally into this shit, but he was just like freaking out because we've never actually heard Jacob speak in this way, and like his tone of voice, right? And Jacob is a total seer. Love him. Anyway, and I'm like, got chills all over my whole body, right? But then I just got like this burning sensation at the same time. So it was like the chill went through me, and then I got like a burning sensation all inside of me. And the video starts to like flicker and shit. And so my boyfriend's like freaking out, whatever. But I'm so calm, and I remember I continued to ask him questions. And he was taking me into the universe with his words. And he was reminding me of who I am, a 5-year-old who is channeling, okay? And wanted me to experience being nothing so that I can remember to experience everything. And that was that was a meditation on its own, just by having that conversation. People think meditation has to be sit down and shut up and be quiet. Yes, that's a form, but there's different forms of meditation. When you listen, to receive, to digest, that's a form of meditation. Rather than just listening to respond and already calculating your thoughts, what you're going to say, because you listen to half the sentence and you're already like speaking, listening, painting, drawing, music. Music is in everything. This is why we have like attunements or, organs. The drums, the beating of our hearts, our eardrums, to listen to the drums, to the frequency of the music, of the dance, of the songs, of the vibrations. Yeah, they were. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he took me up Jacob's ladder. Like, he took me up Jacob's ladder just by sitting there talking to Jacob. And I was like, I gotta love this boy. Like, this is my godson. Like, I love him. As much as he was trying, like, I had to step my ego to the side, because my ego was like, boy, you're not about to tell me I'm nothing. You're not about to tell me. Like, people would do that to him because he will answer them in ways that they didn't like what he had to say sometimes. And so rather than stepping their ego to the side because they're so prideful and actually listen to the message he's such a messenger, to listen to the message he might have to like deliver to them, they wouldn't give him the opportunity. And so they're like, oh, he's such a bad boy, or he's really good, he's really smart, he's in awareness, he knows what's up. So he don't got time to be playing these games with y'all, but he like playing. So he takes it and he'll play a game with you. He used to literally play you want to play like hide and seek or this and that, and he would like turn things into games, lessons into games. So when y'all talk about trickster spirits, right? Who the fuck is getting tricked? Because a lot of the times, them tricksters is showing you exactly what the fucking truth is. But we get so caught up in feeling uncomfortable. Oh, this must not be good. Oh, shit, hold up. So we start tricking ourselves. We are our own trickster. Because we don't like the message. We get uncomfortable with the message. I know from experience that was me for a very long time. And sometimes I still go through it. calm down our negative ego. See, I don't even like to, I guess, like words positive and negative, right? They're funny to me because the earth, yeah, negative ions and positive protons. Yeah. So the earth has a lot of like negative energy, right? Mother energy is very negative energy. But it's so healing and so nurturing. And what happens in the darkness as well, things get transmuted. Right? It just because it's going into the void, right? So it cancels everything the fuck out in a sense, right? But in the positivity also, that's where that has that cross, right? So it's a two-way street. It depends how you want to work with the energy, because too much of anything could be a quote-unquote bad thing, you know what I'm saying? Even too much good, like, you know, you put into too much good out there. Are you really doing good? Are you really doing good? Or are you now creating a cancer? Because too many white blood cells create motherfucking cancer, right? But you got them red blood cells, which is where your power is, that the blood is in the power, right? The power's in the blood. But the cancer's in the white blood cells, which is the army. That's the warriors in you. Those are the blood cells. Those are the ancestors, the dead ones, right? The spirits. You could fuck around and deal with spirits, but if you're not in alignment, it's mind, body, and soul for a reason. We could be here and be spiritual all fucking day, but if we forget to fucking, like, wash our asses and this and that, like, yeah, you could go a few days, the body cleanses itself naturally and stuff like that, but you gonna be in a you gonna start collecting dust, and you gonna start feeling a certain other vibration, and then you're gonna start neglecting the body in a certain way, and then at that point you're more spirit than body. And if that's what you want to do, cool. If that's what you want to do, cool. But if you want to function in this world with society, you got to kind of like G-check yourself and be like, all right, yo, you know what? Today's a Monday. It's a good day. Let me go wash my ass and let me go outside. Like, to function. To have that balance. To clear your mind as well, because like we said, that water fluency is everywhere. But the positive, right? Our phones, I always put it on speaker and stuff like that. Our phones have so much positive energies, and all that positive energy, that should be creating tumors, cancers, and all that shit. But everybody always talking about negative and positive. So that's why those words, I'm like, I prefer, if you want to say good or bad, if you're going to give it an influence, if you're going to give it a personality of what should be quote unquote good or bad, then say that, so that we kind of like know better. Because like words are fucking spells and shit, right? We forget that shit all the fucking time, right? All the time. Because we just be talking. Like, I like talking a lot of shit. So, it is what it is, right? I talk shit. But the same shit I be talking be the same shit that fertilizes the shit out of, like, all them seeds that's about to, like, blossom in the garden of your mind. So, I love you, right? To calm down the ego. Ego's not, like, a bad thing. Like I said, that's why we need that balance. Right? Because we have a human flesh. And it's our survival skills. It's what lets us know fight or flight. It's what, yeah, it can be part of that trickster energy, right? Which is why, like, it's connected like the root chakra in a sense, right? And they say, all the nature spirits is like, you know, people like fairies. Let's use fairies, or like nature spirits. They're beautiful. Very seductive. However, they're on a certain frequency. Now, you can stay in that frequency, or you could rise above that frequency. You can work with that frequency and let it work for you, or you can stay captivated and trapped in that lustful, seductive, energetic that it is. And ain't nothing wrong with it if that's what you want to experience and that's what you want to be. We all need it. We all need somebody to be an asshole so that somebody could be the hero. We all need somebody, like, we need it for different experiences. That's what we want. That's what we like. We have both of them in our brain. That's why they say the reptilian mind and the God mind. Like, our fucking cells die every day and regenerate every day. But yet we still be fearing concepts like death. We still keep talking about reincarnations and like resurrections. I prefer, like, I'd be like, yo, I'd be resurrecting. My spirit goes a lot of different places. I don't just be staying here. Shit. I'm one with the Most High. Most High is everywhere. I resurrect on a motherfucker. You ever experienced, that's a resurrection. It just brought me up the Lazarus effect, right? Where, like, you go and you dated somebody and you didn't fully learn your lesson from that person. And then you go into another relationship. This shit done had me laughing because I done did this shit to myself. And you have the Lazarus effect where, like, that energetic resurrected into another being. Like, I guess that's a form of reincarnated, right? It reincarnated into another being. But when it's a Lazarus effect, it's also a resurrection at the same time, because it's coming up in your face, and like now you're dealing with the same energetic, and you can tell because like the people, like, their features will start to look similar, their sound, the sound frequency, the eyes, the energetic, the soul, the spirit, right? Like, and they can look different, but they'll have the similarities. But you'll know more or less by the energetic, how it feels, how the words that they say, the way that what they're into, okay? And, like, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? So, like, the Lazarus is a resurrection. And depending on how far along they chose to go up the ladder, depends on the experience, right? But it also, not only on their level of consciousness, of that energetic that they're channeling, but your level of consciousness, because you only actually meet people where you're at, and they meet you where you're at as well. So if you are not really where they're at, they're gonna kind of you're gonna keep bumping your head until you bash through the wall and you ascend a little bit higher, and that shit's gonna hurt. You gonna be like, fuck. But then you're going to laugh at yourself and you're going to be like, yo, why didn't I see that before? Like, I saw the wall there, but I was being such a knucklehead. Like, I ain't even walked through the door. There was a door right there, but I wanted to break through the wall. Like, I wanted to break the barrier through the wall and shit, right? Because sometimes we learn shit the hard way. Sometimes we learn it the easy way. And we're like, oh, shit, wait. That's an energetic like Mars. And it has different personalities. But it's also like Mercury, right? Because it's like the way that it communicates. It can be communicating to your lower self or your higher self. And that's where the ego comes in for your discernment. The ego comes in. Stella Blue. The ego comes in so that you can listen to your intuition, so that you can tap into your spirit more. It's like letting you know, oh, I'm of the lower mind. You can choose to play in the lower fields, or you can choose to rise. But what happens when you're too up there? When you're too up there, you need to kind of like, my mom's like, Ange, get down from your high horse. You doing too much. I'd be like a motherfucking fairy flying all over, and like there's good fairies, and then there's the mischievous ones in a sense, right? I'm rambling. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I'm just going, and that was with the minds, and it's to keep us in that energetic balance flow of the light and the dark, right? And how we are always both. We're always both. We are always both. We're not separate. They go hand in hand. This is why the chessboard is that black and white board, like. And the rainbow rays come out of there. And that's why kings and queens have rays in their names. Rays, the rays of light. They've learned to tap into that already. They've learned to connect with the different elements. Not just the 5 elements, but different. There's other elements. There's hundreds of elements, just fucking saying. They create elements every fucking day. You become an alchemist within your own being. You master this. I'm pretty sure you could create some elements. That's what the fuck we need to be doing. But we keep playing fucking Operation and shit, and like keep going nitpicking back at things that we have to like heal to recover. And then we're like, okay, well, we're in the healing process. Okay, then what? Then what? Because I know there's shit that I'm like, yo, I need to, like, get this shit together and, like, fucking do something greater than, like, how did you make that water into wine? Oh, shit. That's how. You know why they used to eat grapes? Or why they do wine? Water into wine. That's, like, the female's menstrual blood in the period, and it goes from like the waters of the orgasms and the river, and then like when it gets into a certain frequency, put under pressure and stuff like that. That's why they say pressure bust pipes and stuff, right? The orgasms. That's very flowy. That's very lucrative. That's very important to creation. But so is the blood. And the ancestors is the blood of the ovaries that passed away as well. They're like the white blood cells, like I was saying. So it's different ways of looking at your ancestors. And yes, you can sit on an altar and you can feed them water, feed them wine all day and do prayers. But if you're not honoring yourself, are you really doing ancestor work? Because the healing comes with the action. That's why the body is important. We have to do the work. We are the altar. The kingdom of God lies within. The ancestors is in our blood. The ancestors, that's where the keys are. That's where the information, that's where they say go within. Altars is to alter our minds so that we can get into that vibration. This talk went completely, I don't even remember what the fuck I was originally gonna fucking say, but I spoke about whatever I was supposed to speak about, because this is not where I was going. I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Anyway, there's a question. Good question. Are we really doing their work? Hold on. Good question there. Are we really doing their work? Doing the ancestors' work? I feel like we are clearing out a lot of our lineage's karmas so that we can be the creators that we're supposed to be. Because we kind of allowed ourselves, but again, we did it to ourselves. And that's why, like right now, fuck that. Like, being your wholeness, being yourself. You want to call yourself a God? Well, then God create. You know what? What other element can you create for us to experience? Because air is fucking cool. I like it. It allows me to swim deeper when I hold my breath. I like to dive deep. Ooh, water's so wavy. Ooh, that fire. I like hot water. I like burning. I like purifying. I like enlightening. Ooh, I love being in dark places and experiencing the rays of lights that come through there. I like nurturing myself. I like being cold sometimes. I like being just in a void where nothing exists so that everything is new again. But what else can you give me? I like being spirit. What else can you give me? There's other elements of, to make like acid or mercury, like for the planets, right? That the other elements that create love. And it's energetic. That's why they're energetics. They're not emotions, right? But energy in motion is emotions. So it's the energetic that is in motion. But like love frequency, it's a frequency that's like in everything, right? Because it's like, how do you create a baby? Through love. Even if it was like a one night stand. This is a talk we like having all the time. Like, you could have a one night stand, or you could be like, yo, I don't, but there has to be a certain level of love that y'all connected to that created that Big Bang Theory to create that baby. That's what happens in businesses. That's what happens in any form of creation. And so when you're making all these other elements, you make them from love, from a love base. But you give them other details. So now you have iron. Now you have gold. Now you have copper, right? Which those are elements, but those are metal elements, right? So they're different types of elements. What else are we going to be creating? Time is an element. Travel is an element. But we don't see them. They work different in different ways. And the all created that. And if you're in alignment with your God body, you're in alignment with the Grand Creator, and you're gonna know how to do all these creations. But if you still conflicting and fighting yourself, like I said, I'll be honest, I know I'm paving a way. I know part of my purpose is to create this baby, right? And I was fighting myself because I was like, for a long time, I wanted it to be a certain way, and I'm like, yo, like, let me really tap in. Like, let me see how I want this. So you have to create it with all the elements you already have, because every element, like I said, air is what? Dry water. But there's oxygen in water too. So they kind of correspond and make love to each other to be created. That's what our ancestors did. That's what our parents did. They did the bump and grind to each other, and then boom, we're an element that's created. We are elements that's created. Okay. The fifth element, spirit. What spirit are you? Right? So we're here to create babies. We're here to create, and that could be human babies. That could be creating a different timeline, a different way of making, that's why they've been doing this with technology. Because we are the most technical beings that there is. And that technology that we use is only a manipulation of what's already created inside of us, of what we create, with what we channel in. And what happens a lot of the times, you ever heard somebody like, yo, I have an invention, right? And they don't do nothing with that. They just talk about it. They don't do nothing about it. But then like later on, they hear about it on like TV, or they see it. And it's like, because that was creative energy that needed to be reproduced, and that person did nothing with it. So somebody else was like, yo, I'm in tune with God too. I'm a creator. Like, they don't want to do nothing with it. It's in my fucking records. You telling me when there's a will, there's a way. I'm going to make a way then. And they go and they create this invention. But if you're not listening to yourself, or even if you're listening to yourself but you're not putting it into action, then you're only doing parts of the job. And that's the point that we're getting shooken up to do. That's the part that I'm working through as well. So as I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself. I ain't just sitting there being a hypocrite and just like trying to lecture to y'all. Like, I go through it too. I'm growing through it. So anyways, I'm going to shut up now because I felt like I just spoke for like an hour. I don't even know how long I've been talking to y'all, but I don't even got water. I have water in me. My lips just got wet. Do y'all want to sit down and be quiet with me? I'm not even going to speak no more. I spoke. Y'all could just listen if y'all want to listen. anything you felt, anything you saw, that is your foundation. That is your path. That is your road. That is the energy that you allow to exist in the frequency of your vibration, in your reality. That is the path where your foot walks on, where your body moves, where your mind travels, where you experience life, whether you like it or not. If you felt nothing, then be nothing. If you felt something, then be something. Whatever your experience, whether it was high or low, that is your experience. And no other person or being can tell you that your experience is not the truth. It is true because you made it true. It is true because that is the vibration and the frequency in which you walk through, in which you travel through, in which you experience. Sometimes we feel fear. Sometimes we feel resistance. And sometimes we just feel like a cracking egg or a cracking seed about to bloom. Sometimes we feel the stretch of that bloom. Whatever it was that you experienced, that is your experience. And I want you to honor that and be with that. And when you are ready, do not just get up and run. Wiggle your toes. Settle back into your body. And if you don't like that experience, then allow yourself to acknowledge the experience that you had and what it is that you can do to have a solution in changing that experience, and then take forth the action to that solution and allow yourself to have a new experience. Nobody can change your reality but you. Nobody can create your reality but you. So I do have to let you guys go because I just got a message and I do have a client I'm supposed to be working with. But I love you all. And you can I'm going to leave this video up. It was a very, very, very short sound frequency bath because I spoke more than I did the meditation. I may come back on later to do a longer sound bath. Whatever your experience is, if you saw what it is that you felt that you should be doing, go for it. Mars is in Sagittarius, and that is a lot of room for expansion, a lot of growth, a lot of passion and drive for your foundation. Okay? So I love you. I thank you. May you be comfortable in your skin. This was the root chakra. This was grounding. And what's in your grounds? Whatever it is that you have in your foundation. So if your tower is crumbling in your foundation, then it wasn't built on a solid foundation that was right for you and what it is that you wanted to experience. So you're wanting to change that foundation, and you're creating glitches in the matrix. You're creating tower moments in the falling and shaking and earthquakes, and that's okay. But if you are experiencing building that kingship, building a foundation that is nurturing to you and to your surroundings, then be on that frequency. This, as much as it's about grounding and neutralizing and bringing that energy down, it's also about strengthening those roots that's inside of you and holding firm into that foundation. 2020 is having that 2020 vision, that sight, but it also breaks down to the four quarters of your mind, to the four directions, and where it is, and whichever way you wanna tilt that direction for those angles, to make it work with your angles, because that's what angels do. Angels have a sight, they make a target, and they find the right angle to hit their target. That's why they warriors, and that's why they ain't afraid. So don't be afraid to follow your path and your dreams. Don't be afraid of fucking up and messing up and saying, you know what, yeah, I'm afraid. Listen, take that courage. I see the fear, feel the fear, and do it anyway. All right? So I do gotta let y'all go. I've been with y'all for way longer than I anticipated. I love y'all. Peace.